So here's what I want you to do. You can take this sheet, create a process for your employees, post it up somewhere, hang it up somewhere, whatever. Every part comes in the door. We're going to follow this line by line. And this is, we start at the top and we go down. We don't jump around. You follow the correct sequence. I'm going to look at that part and I'm going to ask myself the questions and follow this step by step. So part comes in from customer's part. So if necessary, I'm going to physically remove any dirt, grease, whatever, before I do anything. They brought me a rim off a car. They just pulled the tire off of it and it's all corroded up, whatever. So I'm going to get some simple green or some purple power or some whatever. And I'm going to scrape off the dirt, grease, whatever. But before I ever begin anything, I'm going to physically remove any super heavy dirt, grease, whatever. Then I'm going to look at it. And if necessary, I'm going to blast off any existing coating, any mill scale, any rust, any weld splatter. I'm either going to blast it, I'm going to use sandpaper, a Scotch-Brite pad, or even a chemical stripper if that's how I choose to. If it's got a coating on it that I want to get off, I can chemically strip it. If I'm going to chemically strip it, I'm going to make sure that it is a multi-metal biodegradable stripper. It has to be a multi-metal stripper. If not, you put aluminum in a stripper that's not multi-metal, it will eat it. And you want it to be biodegradable. People, I see some things online now where people are talking about all these ways to mix up your own stripping chemical, and they go buy this one from some dude building it, making it in a bathtub and this, that, and other. And that's all fantastic and fine until you piss off a competitor or a customer or a neighbor or a soon-to-be ex or something, or a former ex or whatever, and somebody calls the wrong person that comes in, and if OSHA or the EPA walks in and you're using things that are not biodegradable and they're not where they're supposed to be and kept how they're supposed to be, you're going to get in trouble. I saved $1 a gallon, but I just got a $15,000 fine or whatever. It can get real bad real quick, okay? So I've got all that off. Now I'm going to rinse it, because I'm going to rinse it to get all that stuff off of it. I got to pacify it. I've got to take that chemical or that whatever and just rinse it down. So now I'm at bare part. Now I'm down to the foundation of bare part ready to build. So now I'm ready to build it up. Give me something to coat on top of. Almost. Because I'm going to look at that part, and if it has a lot of welds on it, or if it is a heavy casting, what's behind the welds? Possibly. Oils. What's in that? What's deep down in those if it's a heavy casting? Dye release contaminants are down in there, oils down in there, whatever. So then I'm going to do what we call pre-bake or outgas. You put it in the oven for at least 10 minutes at 415 degrees to open the pores and drive everything to the surface. So anything that's down in those pores or behind those welds, I want to open it up and drive it to the surface before I ever start the real cleaning process. Common misconception. I see this online all the time. People say, here's the steps you follow. Wash your part with a rag. Wipe it down with a rag with alcohol or whatever. But then they'll say, put it in the oven and then make sure you put it in the oven and outgas it before you coat over the top of it. That's like putting your dirty underwear on after getting out of the shower. It's like, wait a minute. So I'm going to pull all the crud to the top and then coat over the top of it. You're going to pull all the crud to the top. Now I've got to get that off before I coat it, right? So I'm not going to clean it and then pull all the garbage to the top. I'm going to pull all the garbage to the top and then clean it. So I do that first prior to the actual cleaning of the part. This is the pre-cleaning part of it to get it ready. Then there's any oils that are down below the surface or anything behind the welds. I want to get that to the surface. And then at that point, I'm going to degrease the part. I'm going to use a good degreaser, and I'm going to chemically degrease the part. So now I've got all the grease, all the oils, all the everything off of it. And I'm ready to give it the corrosion protection. Before I do that, I'm going to rinse it. Notice the theme: do something, rinse it. Do something, rinse it. Do something, rinse it. I'm going to rinse it to get all that degreasing chemical, whatever, off it. So I've pacified the surface. Now I'm ready to give it the corrosion protection. I'm going to wash that part with a multi-metal cleaner coating phosphate. This is a very specific chemicals. Most chemicals sold online are you got to be careful with. I've seen some folks putting some stuff together and whatever. You're only going to be as good as the chemical you use. Get a reputable chemical supplier and ask them for a multi-metal cleaner coating chemical. Okay?